Hi everybody, I'm speaking to you from the Collision Conference here in Toronto and excited to be here. There's some great startups and interesting innovative technologies and universities and groups of clusters of different industry leaders here, which are really fascinating to kind of see. So there's about 30,000 people here, so I thought I'd quickly check in on this month's newsletter. So happy June, everybody. Gosh, this spring has flown by and here we are pushing into the summer. And this month we wanted to talk about work cultures and specifically cultures that have been referred to as being toxic and or cultures that are unhealthy. So it's amazing. We speak to and meet a lot of different people. And when the T word comes up, toxic, I sort of jump out of my seat a little bit, or I start to ask a lot of questions because, you know, that word does get used a lot. Someone's like, oh my God, you know, my job is terrible. I'm really, you know, the culture is toxic. And you start to talk and understand what does that really mean. So we created a little quiz that could identify whether your work culture is toxic and or if there's certain cues that might describe this for you and maybe have you start to ask some questions. I mean, I think the idea is that we're seeing statistics that show that the culture obviously is the most important part of a work experience, and we know many, and the statistics are showing this as well, that in this time of incredible change, that, you know, your salary is one thing, but certainly isn't the most important part of you know, the package, and your sort of, you know, compensation is one element, but, you know, how is the company treating their people? What is it like to, you know, work in an environment that is healthy and productive and that will allow you to be your best? And I think that you know, some of those cues that we're seeing in the marketplace, you know, whether management is really listening and paying attention, whether employees are being heard, whether there are support mechanisms to be able to allow employees to really express themselves and in a very open way be able to help the organization, help themselves. Anyhow, there's some great nuggets within the newsletter and the article as well as the quiz. So you know, we know that the most important asset is your people, and we know that the culture, and having a very healthy and you know, basically a healthy environment, an environment that is supportive, an environment that is listening to their people. Being a happy and productive employee is really where it's at, and I think we know that this is what people are looking for. So have a great month, and we'll talk to you soon.